The sun dipped low, painting the sky in fiery oranges and purples above the vast savanna. Leo, a fluffy, golden-maned lion cub, stretched out a yawn. Another day, another chase. He purred, pouncing playfully at a dragonfly. Beside him, perched on a thorny acacia branch, was Pip, a magnificent parrot with feathers of emerald green and sapphire blue. Pip preened, then mimicked the dragonfly's buzz perfectly. Pip, don't you ever get tired of just being in the savannah? Leo asked, looking towards the dark, shadowy forest at the edge of their known world. They called it the Whispering Woods because on windy days, you could hear strange, soft murmurs drifting from within. No one in their pride ever went in. What do you think makes the woods whisper? Pip ruffled his feathers nervously. My great-great-great-great-grandparent said it was the Great Wind Weaver. But he also said it was too spooky for a sensible bird. Leo's eyes, bright as amber, gleamed with curiosity. Spooky or just undiscovered? He stood, shaking out his paws. I bet it's just old trees. Pip squawked, flapping his wings. Leo, no! Mama Lion says never go near the Whispering Woods. It's enchanted. Exactly. Leo grinned mischievously. Enchanted means exciting. Come on, Pip. Just to the very edge. Leo listened for a moment. Pip sighed, but Leo was already padding towards the tree line, his tail swishing with excitement. Pip reluctantly flew after him, chirping a nervous melody. As they reached the first tall, ancient trees, the air grew cooler. A strange, sweet scent drifted past them. The whispers were louder here, like many soft voices talking at once. But they couldn't quite make out any words. It smells like honey and old leaves, Leo whispered, his nose twitching. And is that something glowing? Pip, with his sharper eyesight, zoomed past Leo. Look, over there, behind that giant fern. He pointed with a wing. Half hidden amongst the massive, shadowy leaves was a faint, pulsating light. It glowed a soft, warm orange, like a tiny heart beating. What is it? Leo asked, his playful bravado replaced by genuine wonder. It's not a firefly. It's too big, and it's not moving. They crept closer, their footsteps muffled by the thick moss. The glowing object was a smooth, round pod, about the size of Leo's head, nestled in the roots of a giant, gnarled tree. It hummed softly, and the whispers seemed to be coming from it, not just the woods. As Leo reached out a paw to touch it, Pip let out a startled squawk. Wait! Look under the tree. Below the glowing pod, hidden by a curtain of hanging moss, was a small, dark opening in the tree's trunk. A tiny tunnel, just big enough for Leo to squeeze into, led down into the darkness. A secret tunnel. Leo breathed, his eyes wide. This must be where the whispers come from. But where does it lead? Pip chittered, circling anxiously. What if it's a trap? What if it leads to a grumpy old goblin? Only one way to find out, Leo declared, and with a brave wiggle, he squeezed into the dark opening. Pip, ever loyal and secretly just as curious, flew in after him, trying to use his glowing feathers as a tiny flashlight. The tunnel sloped gently downwards. It was cool and damp, and the air hummed with an invisible presence. The whispers grew louder, swirling around them, feeling almost like a gentle touch on their fur and feathers. It's like the wind itself is talking, Leo whispered, his voice echoing slightly. He felt a light brush against his whiskers, but there was nothing there. Did you feel that, Pip? Like a tickle, Pip replied, flapping his wings faster. And I hear something else. A clink, like tiny bells. They continued to move forward, the tunnel becoming slightly wider. The glowing pod's light faded, but faint, shimmering points of light began to appear on the tunnel walls, like tiny scattered diamonds. Suddenly, the tunnel opened into a magnificent, cavernous chamber. It wasn't dark at all. The walls, ceiling, and even the floor were covered in thousands of glowing crystals, big and small, shimmering in every color imaginable. They pulsed softly, casting an ethereal, rainbow light everywhere. This was the source of the faint glow they had seen earlier. The whispers here were a symphony, a gentle chorus of murmurs, and the clinking sound Pip heard. It was a soft, delicate chime of tiny crystal branches, swaying gently in an unseen breeze. High above them, suspended from the cavern ceiling by delicate, glowing crystal threads, was an enormous, intricate mobile. It was made of thousands of paper-thin, glowing crystal leaves, feather-like structures, and tiny, chime-like bells. Each piece was perfectly balanced, and as the unseen breeze moved through the chamber, it caused the entire structure to sway, creating the whispers and the soft chimes. This was the Great Wind Weaver from Pip's ancestors' stories. It's a giant crystal wind chime, Leo whispered in awe. The wind comes in from the cracks in the walls and makes it sing. He realized the whispers weren't words, but the gentle, melodious sounds of the crystal leaves rubbing together, like soft voices. Pip landed on a particularly beautiful glowing crystal, mimicking its soft chime. It's magic, he chirped. The whispers are the wood's song. It's not spooky at all. It's wonderful. Leo felt a warmth spread through him. They hadn't found a monster or a treasure, but something far more special, a hidden, natural marvel. He padded quietly through the chamber, watching the colors dance on the walls, listening to the soft, beautiful symphony of the woods. After a long, enchanted moment, they knew it was time to leave. They carefully made their way back up the tunnel, the glowing pod still humming faintly at the entrance. The sun had set, and the jungle was alive with evening sounds. We did it, Pip, Leo said, looking back at the dark edge of the whispering woods. We found the source of the whispers. Pip puffed out his chest. And we weren't scared, were we? Well, maybe a little, he admitted, then mimicked Leo's earlier brave roar, but much softer. It's our secret, Leo. The woods are singing. Leo smiled, a contented lion cub. The whispering woods. It truly is enchanted. And as they headed back to their savannah home, a gentle breeze carried soft, harmonious murmurs from the trees, a secret lullaby only two brave friends now understood.